Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast. Another episode of the High Tempo Fast Break. Today is one of the most anticipated episodes of the year. It is the NBA season predictions episode. We're going to be doing awards, standings, champions, all league teams.
Yeah.
All that stuff. It's going to be fun.
This is a longer episode. This is gear up.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Let's get right into it. Is there anything else we got to talk about? I don't want to talk about that game last night. It sucked.
Hell no. That was
recording this Friday. You're hearing this Saturday. You should be listening to this while a bunch of college football is going on.
Yep. Or it's Monday at work.
Could be that too. Yeah. Maybe you just waited. NBA season is about to get underway.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. I'm super excited. Football has sucked recently on Thursdays. So
yeah, it has.
NBA starts. It gives us something to pivot to. If football is sucking,
exactly,
we can watch something else. And
NBA season starts on Tuesday. Pistons start on Wednesday against the Orlando Magic. So it's going to be a great season. Ready for some Pistons basketball.
Yeah,
man. It's been quite some time.
Me too. I got this new and one shirt, like the classic and one mixtape. It says, "Go to church, pray you don't have to guard me."
Oh, that's
I
nice.
like it.
That's cool.
I like it.
Where'd you get it?
Amazon.
Nice.
It was like $10. You can get them in a ton of colors.
Really?
They've got all the old and one shirts.
That's cool.
For super cheap.
All right, let's get into it. What do we want to start with? Should we do standings first?
Yeah.
All right. Want to go East or West?
Let's do West because it doesn't pertain to where we live.
Right. Western Conference. Let's start at the bottom. Who's your 15 seed?
My 15 seed in the Western Conference is the San Antonio Spurs. This team is bad, and they're trying to be bad. They're trying to get Tim Duncan, Victor Wembanyama. I don't really expect a whole lot for this team. They still have Jakob Poeltl, Jeremy Sohan, right? That's how you say his name, Sohan. Rookie season this year. They still have Devin Vassell.
Yep, Devin Vassell is probably, a lot of people are saying him or Keldon are going to be like the main guy on this team this year. But yeah, I mean, Keldon kind of had his chance last year, and everyone's kind of saying that they think Vassell's going to break out this year. Josh Primo, I think he's going to start this year. They still have Doug McDermott. There's a lot of question marks with this team, but we know their goal. Yeah,
their goal is that they're hitting the tank button hard.
Exactly.
The hardest they've hit it since David Robinson got hurt.
Literally. So. My number 15 is the OKC Thunder. After Chet Holmgren goes down, this team is a team that has really went for the tank the last couple years. There gives me no reason why they wouldn't do the same this year with the best draft prospect ever in the draft. So OKC, no Chet Holmgren. I have the Shea jersey on. Shea, he'll probably not play most of the season once again, but this is probably the last year of the Thunder really trying to tank.
I hope so.
Even if they get like the fourth pick or something next year, like they gotta start to compete at some point. So Chet and Victor Wembanyama, oh God, that'd be terrible.
Pokusevski, if he ever works out. I mean, they've got so much size. They have such a selection of players. They can build any type of team they want.
Yeah.
They've got Josh Giddey,
obviously. Yeah.
Both Jalen Williams. One of them's huge. One of them's like a 6'8", 4 who's really long, really fast. That team's interesting going forward.
Yeah.
I think all these bottom three teams can be lumped together.
These bottom three, it's going to be a crazy race for the tank between these three teams. I mean, these three teams might win a combined of 20 games.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. My number 14 is the Utah Jazz at that point. They just suck. They're terrible. They have one good player on their... three.
They have a good amount of
Mike
good players.
Conley, Colin Sexton,
Lauri Markkanen, Jordan Clarkson.
Clarkson was the one I was trying to think of.
They still have, there's another one too I was just going to say.
I just don't feel like that's a winning team.
No, I don't think it is either.
That's why I've got them here at 14.
Yeah, my number 14 is the San Antonio Spurs. They're going to be really bad. Really young team. Apparently Zach Collins says he's got something to prove this year, which I don't even know how much he played last year. He's been injured the last 4 years, it seems like.
I thought he was a reporter.
Zach Collins?
Who am I thinking of? That's the reporter who used to play for the Trailblazers?
Yeah, he was the guy who played for the Trailblazers, yeah.
Oh, this is the same guy?
What do you mean reporter?
Does he report on interesting NBA stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought he did. Does he ever go on talk shows?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Huh, that's really weird.
But yeah, Spurs 14.
My number 13 is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're terrible.
These bottom three teams, yeah. My number 13 is the Jazz. I only put them above the other two because I do think they have better players on their roster than the Spurs and Thunder do. But Mike Conley's probably going to get traded at some point. Jordan Clarkson is probably going to get traded at some point.
Yeah.
Like, it's mainly going to be Sexton, Markkanen, and a bunch of their other young guys. So.
Yeah, the bottom of the West is really just going to be who wants to lose the most games. It's not going to be who has the talent, more talent or anything. It's just going to be who makes the bad choices all year.
And, like, if we're being realistic, like, Wembanyama, he's going to end up on the Spurs or Thunder.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
There's no way the NBA lets his ass go to Utah, dude.
No.
There's no shot.
The
greatest prospect ever goes to Utah. Like really, dude?
Nobody wants to watch him.
It would just, like, it would be terrible if that happened.
That'd be awful. And I could see him go to Orlando.
Yeah,
I could see
that,
back to
I mean,
back.
Orlando would be fine. Even like Houston would be cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Pistons would be cool. Like Charlotte would be cool.
Yeah, these are all teams that would be cool.
But like,
I don't think there's many teams Victor Wembanyama wouldn't be cool.
No, it's
on.
not. I'm just saying, like, as far as the market goes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, for sure.
I'm a fan of the small market team, but like Utah, dude, come on.
They're too small market.
Like they're just don't send them there.
My number 12 is the Houston Rockets. They're still in rebuild mode for sure. I just think they're going to be a little bit better. They've got all the young pieces who have been developing for some time now. I'm really excited to watch this whole roster unfold, and Jalen Green really heated up last year at the end of the year. I'm hoping he starts off hot this year.
Yeah.
Jabari Smith has kind of struggled here and there in his NBA playing time so far, but I still think he'll work out just fine. This Rockets team will be fun to watch in a few years.
Yeah. Rockets are my number 12 as well. They definitely are one of the more fun younger teams. They're one of the younger teams in the league now that Christian Wood is gone, John Wall is gone. I still have Eric Gordon, which is still really weird. I assume. Actually, at this point, I don't think he's going to get traded. Honestly,
it's really weird.
It is really weird
because he's like a competitive old guy.
It is,
who should be on.
He's good. Like he's a good veteran to have. Like, imagine if you send him to a team like Milwaukee or something. Like, I mean, he has the salary that comes with him, so you can't really make a trade or anything, but. He would just be much better on a different team.
Yeah, he would be.
Yeah,
the Clippers.
The Clippers would be good too. But yeah, the Rockets, they have a lot of young guys this season. They have like 3 first-round picks with Jabari Smith, Tari Eason, and Ty Washington. So it's going to be fun to see them utilize all because they had 4 first-round picks a year ago and 3 first-round picks this year. So 7 first-round picks in the last 2 years all got to get minutes along with the rest of their young core. It's gonna be they're like we don't have beef with them anymore. You know, like
they're chilling.
It was fake beef.
Yeah.
You know, but when we play them though, like it's still like
it's real
still
beef
gonna
at that
beat 'em.
moment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's just the one up them. It just makes you feel a little bit better about our rebuild.
Exactly. Yeah. So number 11.
My number 11 is the Portland Trailblazers. They made a ton of changes this offseason, mainly centered around this offseason and last season. They made a lot of changes, mainly this offseason with the addition of Jeremy Grant, who I am extremely excited to see how he fits in Portland. However, I just don't think this team is going to be very good. They have not proved much over the last few years. Obviously, last year Dame was out. It'll be fun to see him back on the floor. But I'm just I think this West is just loaded.
Both divisions are loaded.
And the NBA is loaded.
Yeah, literally.
Feels like any other era, this Portland Trailblazers is a lock playoff team.
Yeah, exactly.
Just not in this era.
It's tough because, like, there's always going to be a team or two that you think is going to be, like, you know, should be a playoff team, and things either don't work out or their star player gets injured, and then teams fill in. I think Portland is going to be one of those teams that probably does fill in if one of those teams you don't think is supposed to make it doesn't. So I do have Portland in, but it was really hard because I debated because obviously this is the last non-play-in spot. Like this is a lottery team that has no shot at making the playoffs, and I do think there is 11 teams that have a shot at making the play-in here. But my number 11 is a team that just is right there every time. And I think it's going to be another year of them not making it. The Sacramento Kings at number 11. I wanted to put them higher. Like their roster's solid. We didn't see a lot of De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis. Keegan Murray has looked really good in preseason, obviously. They have made good additions with Kevin Huerter, Malik Monk. This team looks pretty good. But there's a lot of other good teams, and I couldn't leave the Lakers out of the play-in, I don't think. I think they're at least going to make the play-in.
I would agree.
Kings... It's just Kings' luck, you know. Maybe they make the play-in, but they're not going to actually make the playoffs. So Like the Pistons might win a championship before the Kings make the playoffs again. But so yeah, I got them number 11. It was tough because going into this, I thought this was going to be the year they make the play-in, but it's just not happening for me.
Yeah, it's interesting to imagine where their future goes from here because the NBA keeps getting better and the Kings stay the same. It feels like they stay in the same level. My number 10 is the Sacramento Kings. Those guys who wear purple, they don't do very well. They don't do very well in California. I am excited to watch Sabonis this year, a full season Sabonis in Sacramento, without like the impending doom of the other big man, Miles Turner, on his other side now. So I am excited to watch that. But again, it's still the Kings.
It is still the Kings.
Just don't think they're going to do it.
Exactly. They have a decent roster. I really do think. I think Monk and Herter are both underrated guys that they added. Davion Mitchell, I think I thought he was going to have a breakout type year before free agency happened, and now I don't know where his majority of minutes is going to come because they do have a lot of guys at that guard spot now. I like the Kings. I do like their core they have, but I couldn't put them very high.
Yeah, and I think the addition of Monk and Herter, like you said, is actually super important.
Yeah.
And probably underrated moves this offseason.
I think they are, yeah.
But I still don't think they push them over the edge.
Yeah, definitely
to be a good team.
No.
They're just not.
But if this team ended up being the 8 seed, it wouldn't surprise me. Now, if they were a non-play-in team, top 6, that would be surprising. That would take a De'Aaron Fox leap that I don't think is coming. So.
Yeah, I doubt it.
My number 10 is the LA Lakers. Look, the Lakers, their roster is not much better than last year. I mean, even just I was catching a glimpse of that preseason game a couple nights ago, and you look at them out there on the court, and it's just I can't convince myself to put this team high again. Last year, after they lost to the Phoenix Suns in the first round 2 seasons ago.
Yep.
Last year's preseason episode, I was like, all right, that was a bad year.
Injuries,
they're going to bring it back.
Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. They're going to be fine. I think I had them as the 4 or 5 seed, I'm pretty sure. And they didn't even make the play-in tournament last year. I can't fall into that again. Patrick Beverley, I think that's why I put them in the 10, because he will make the playoffs or whatever, but you're going to have to, that's not the play-in, but I think Patrick Beverley was a good addition to this team.
Me too.
Dennis Schroeder, who they brought back, he was good for them, which they do have a lot of guards going on. But they just don't have any good wings, literally at all. Lonnie Walker just isn't doing it for me. Austin Reeves is decent.
Lonnie Walker isn't doing it for you? Huh?
Exactly.
Who would have thought?
People
are projecting him to have a breakout year.
What is a breakout year? What is that?
He just plays.
I mean, he's going to get minutes.
Yeah, he's going to score more.
Yeah, he obviously is going to have better stats.
But I don't think he's going to break out and be this player that everybody's whoa.
The third best player on the Lakers type thing. There's no shot. Yeah, Lakers are number 10. Westbrook is coming off the bench tonight for the Lakers, which I'm sick and tired of all of this Russell Westbrook reporting. Every little thing about Westbrook has to be on everywhere. It's so annoying. I really do hate it because I don't care about it at all. Why can't he just say he's coming off the bench, we're testing out something new, and it doesn't have to be the biggest news of the offseason, it's just annoying to me.
Yeah, funny. It's funny enough. I didn't see that.
Really?
That's me hearing that. My number 9 is the LA Lakers, so I can go right into talking about them. I totally agree with the Pat Bev addition. I think having a vocal leader in the locker room who isn't one of your star players is extremely important.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it just helps a lot with the team mood, the team vibes. Get a lot better.
Vibes immaculate.
But talking about the Russell Westbrook reporting, as Pat Bev is trying to improve the team vibes, calling team huddles during free throws, and I don't, one clip obviously, but Russ wasn't interested. Clearly,
right.
I mean, they were trying to grab him to get him in the huddle, and he would not
on my pants,
join the huddle.
Leafs. Yeah, Leafs. I saw Westbrook they asked him about it in press conference today, and he said he was talking to the coaches while Pat Bev was trying to get them involved, and then the whole pregame routine where they have the huddle.
Yeah, I saw
that.
He
said he's been doing that his whole career, which I did see.
I saw all the clips.
Well. Yeah. But I don't think he was talking to the coaches. I didn't really see that. But,
he was clearly.
But
pissed.
I wasn't on the court. I guess I don't know. It's. I don't think it's too big of a deal because it's a preseason game. But I do get what you're saying. Everyone is all in on let's go. Like Pat Bev,
we're
is
gonna change this.
Exactly.
We're gonna be
let's
better
get
this
going.
year.
And Westbrook just ain't about it.
Like-
So like I don't know. It's I'm gonna pay more attention when the actual season starts, but it's still not a good look.
It's a really bad start.
Yeah.
Obviously, the season hasn't literally started, and to me, it's more of like just giving Pat Bev the respect, giving him the time of day to listen to what he has to say, whether you think he's good enough or not to give you. I mean, like we talked about this Barry Hill. LeBron was sitting there listening.
Yeah.
That is a top 2 player ever sitting there listening to Pat Bev, and you can't when you were the scapegoat last year, so maybe he feels disrespected. Who knows? But again, I don't have this Lakers team ranked very high. I also don't think they're going to make some crazy leap because Pat Bev is there as a leader. I've got them at the 9 spot, and I think that's a great, healthy spot for the LA Lakers.
I think so too, yeah. Just right in this play-in. I think the only way this team is a top 6 team is if Anthony Davis plays 65-plus games and is back to that elite 25 points per game, 10 rebounds, Anthony Davis, which, being honest, I don't think we're going to get. So I just think he is what he is now at this point. It's not anything bad, but I think that's just how it is.
I think this is AD.
Yeah.
I think this is who he is.
I mean, AD is still, what, 29 or 30? Like,
oh, I don't think he's that old.
yeah, exactly, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not that old still. So, like, he still could be really good for a while. Like, you see old players in the league like still be really good, but AD isn't a guy that can't stay healthy, so that obviously doesn't help.
Yeah, it just really feels like unrealistic for AD to get back to his prime, which sounds crazy because this should be his prime.
Exactly, yeah.
It's similar to Blake Griffin, who fell off way earlier than he needed to.
Yeah.
He was still super young when he fell off. Not that Blake Griffin's totally fallen off, but AD hasn't either. It's just the AD we all thought we were going to get at age 30 is just nowhere near what we actually have at age 30.
Exactly. Like, even just 2 short years ago, like, he was much better than he is now.
Yeah,
so
he was gonna
there's a chance. Like, I'm not, like, completely writing it off or anything, but
either.
I'm not expecting it. Like, last year going into the year, I was expecting AD to get back to that. Like, oh, he had a bad year. He'll be good this year. Now I'm not. Like, now it's just like, all right, I'm expecting him to, still be good, but an all-star, but not on that elite level.
We had him top 5 ranked a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We were ranking him in the top 5
Literally.
NBA players. That's
After
crazy.
the Lakers won it all, there was a debate that AD and LeBron are like top 3 players in the league on the same team.
Crazy.
Like, that's not the case right now.
No, and now I don't even believe, like, people were, it used to be AD is the best teammate LeBron's ever had. I just completely disagree at this point. Not that it was a bad take then, but now looking back on that take, it's like he had Dwayne Wade for 4 really good years where D Wade was good. Yeah, this Lakers team, I don't see a very good future for it this season.
I don't either. We'll see, and I don't see a future for them in general. As long as LeBron James is on their team, it's not going to be good. It's nothing against LeBron. It's just when you have LeBron, you have to try to go all in. And they don't have the tools to go all in.
They messed up already. They already messed up the going all in process.
Yeah.
The team was this is supposed to be the team, and it's just not.
It's
they
not.
still
It's
want
not
to
at
fix
all.
it.
I guess when Westbrook is off the books next year, you could, because that is a lot of money being freed up. So like you could go do something. Because LeBron did sign an extension to stay in LA, so I guess they could make something happen after this year. But this is gonna be another year of meh. Let's move on from the Lakers.
Your number 9.
My number 9 is the Portland Trail Blazers. Pretty much the same thing as you. Like, this team is good. I think this team is play-in caliber, but I don't see them being elite. It would take Dame to obviously go nuts this year. Jeremy Grant, good addition. Anthony Simons, I guess him breaking out could help out this team a lot. There's actually a lot of younger guys on this team that kind of just quietly had good years last year. Like Trenton Watford out of LSU, he had a good year for them last year. Obviously, Nas Little is a young guy on this squad. Josh Hart is kind of like, everyone kind of forgets he's still on this team. He's another really good player.
Everybody loves that guy.
Yeah, he's just like a hardworking guy.
Yeah.
Like, he literally just like he's like the perfect role player, honestly.
Yeah, he'd fit right into the Warriors.
Yeah, he would. He'd fit well on almost any team. So Blazers are number 9.
My number 8 is the New Orleans Pelicans. This team is really hard to project because I don't know what kind of jump they take now that Zion's added to the mix. And again, this Western Conference is nuts.
Yeah.
It is so loaded.
This top 8 is hard to rank, dude.
And that's just it. I feel like I'm picking needles. And, I saw something about the T-Wolves' first 8 games. And they're going to start off 8-0. They're not going to lose a game.
Really?
It's like the Magic, the Thunder, the Lakers.
Yeah, just like a bunch of teams like that.
Bunch of shitters. And it's just kind of thought, if the team starts off 8-0 in the West, that is incredible. Like, you are giving yourself such a head start.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is going to be a super competitive. That's why I wanted to preface the top 8 by saying that, how competitive it's going to be. I think a lot of these, all of this could switch.
Yeah.
1 through 5 could be different.
It's not like us putting these teams at 8, say this team's a bad team. Like,
they're a playoff team.
And currently, in the way the NBA is, seeds 1 through 8 are all good basketball teams.
Yep.
Like last year's playoffs, there was not a single bad team in the playoffs. It's just how it is now, which is cool. Like, I think it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, the NBA is just full of talent.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Pelicans, I don't know much to say about them other than the addition of Zion is really hard to judge. The Jose Alvarado clip of him, can he shoot it? Yeah, I can shoot. Comes off of my TikTok every week.
Really?
I swear I see that. This team is going to be super fun. Going to be interesting to see how Dyson Daniels fits into all of it. And I'm really excited to see their rotations.
Yeah.
Where does Jackson Hayes fit into it? And so on and so forth. But
Yeah, I like the Pelicans a lot this year. My number 8, this one was like, this is like disrespectful, I guess. I got the Memphis Grizzlies as the 8 seed this year. This was a team that was the 2 seed this past season. I feel like every year I do this. Like, I see their offseason, I'm like, they really didn't do much this offseason. And then they are way better than they were the previous year. Like, I did the same thing 2 years ago when they traded Valanciunas. It's like, they're going to be like, I think I had them as a play-in team as well then, and they're the 2 seed. So why do I have them this low? Not that last year was like a fluke or anything. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be out for the first part of the first part of the season. I don't know how long exactly, but it's going to be at least a few months. So he's going to miss a good chunk of the year. They traded away DeAnthony Melton for Danny Green, which definitely is a downgrade. Desmond Bane is definitely could break out even more this year and be even better. They have a lot of younger players on this team that I also think could do well. But I think the West is really loaded, and Ja's going to be good, but missing Jaren is huge, I think. I think it's going to play a huge part in this because Brandon Clark isn't really going to do what Jaren Jackson does, and obviously Steven Adams will still be out there. But, yeah, I got the Grizzlies at number 8. I still think they're really good. I think Ja could even have a better year this year, but they're just at the bottom of this Elite 8, I guess.
yeah, it's crazy to hear you say nothing but positives.
Yeah.
And then your
number 8.
final is pretty negative.
Exactly.
In the scope of a playoff team. It's the most negative you can be.
It's weird.
It is very weird. Number 7, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves coming in here, becoming a playoff team, getting locked. I'm projecting Ant to take a big jump. I'm projecting Rudy and Cat to work. If that doesn't work, this team probably doesn't make the playoffs. I'm actually going to say they won't make the playoffs if that works.
Right.
Because there are teams better than them
teams,
lower. This T-Wolves team might be the most watched team in the first 2 weeks of the NBA season to see the new-look T-Wolves.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting.
I just still don't think they're there yet. I need to see a season before I really start moving them up places.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a high-rated T-Wolves team ever in my whole life.
Literally, yeah, we never have.
Never have.
Our lists are going to be so different, dude. Not like just do these first 2. I'm like, holy shit, these are going to be so different. I just can't even imagine the East because the East is even worse, I feel like, honestly.
If you had to guess, we are through 8 teams in the standings.
Yeah.
How long do you think we've been chatting it up?
And we got to it. I'm going to say 15 minutes.
It's been 20 minutes. We started at, yeah. Well, yeah, you're pretty close because we started at the 10-minute mark and it's 27 minutes. So not too bad. That's
not
17 minutes.
Well, let's keep it going. But I don't care. Like, I want to talk about all these
we
teams.
have to.
Like,
it's the only opportunity we get to.
Number 7?
Yeah.
Last play-in team. God, this one feels disrespectful,
No
too.
way it's the Warriors.
It's not the Warriors.
Okay.
No, that's terrible.
You start saying disrespectful.
Because the reason I say that is because I was talking last episode about how, or in the top 25 players, about how this team has just been getting so much hate, and I don't want to be a part of it because I think they're still good. But I'm a part of it still. 7 seed, the Phoenix Suns. The Suns, I think they could, like, legit, they could win 45 games and still be the 7 seed because this is the reason why I think it doesn't matter. These bottom 3 teams, the Jazz, Spurs, and Thunder, legit, none of them are going to win more than 20 games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they are all going to lose a lot. Mm-hmm. So that obviously leaves more room for W's for everybody else.
Yep.
I don't think any of these teams in the West are going to win 55-plus games. Like, it is going to just be
a dog
7 teams all hovering around 50 wins, like how the East was last year, pretty much. It's probably gonna be the same way in the East too. Like, this NBA season is gonna be crazy. But yeah, Phoenix number 7. they're pretty much the same squad as last year. They got to trade Jay Crowder, but the season starts on Tuesday. Final rosters are due on Monday. So we'll see what they do this weekend if they try to pull off a trade. They're pretty much the same team, but I just think that the way things ended last year, it could really mess with them. Yeah, they're number 7.
Yeah, you think team camaraderie is going to be the reason they struggle this season.
Sure.
Versus anything else. That's crazy. Our lists are totally different.
Yeah,
off the first two. My number 6 is the Dallas Mavericks. This team has so much potential to be so good. With Luka getting another year under his belt, he is just every year we've watched him, he's just become more and more polished in his game, less and less mistakes. He was playing in Europe all summer, talking about how much harder it was than the NBA. So he has to come out and drop a 40-point triple-double every game after quotes like that. I think his stats are going to be ridiculous this year. I think Christian Wood is a great addition. They didn't lose much other than Jalen Brunson, but now Dinwiddie can just slide over. This team is going to be really, really good. Yeah. And I think in the playoffs especially, every team should be scared that you might have to play Luka.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah, the Mavericks are my number 6 as well. This team definitely, like you said, they have, I almost wanted to put this team as the 1 seed. The 1 seed is super up for grabs, and I just was debating between team and team who I wanted to. The Mavs legit could, be a top 3 seed, 100%.
I couldn't decide. My 1 seed was easily, it was just who out of these group of teams can I project to be the best?
Yeah.
It was almost impossible.
The East is even harder, I feel. They're all so close, but... Mavericks, number 6. This is going to be one of the best offenses in the NBA, 100%. They really figured out the court spacing at the end of the year last year, and it's going to be even better with Christian Wood, who is coming off the bench, I think, which is going to be interesting to see how that works out, because I didn't know if I should pick him for 6-man or not. I don't know. But yeah, Mavs, 6 seed.
My number 5 seed is the Golden State Warriors.
Really?
This is a team I could just see kind of coasting through the regular season. I can see a lot of these teams, even though teams I've ranked so highly, they might just end up coasting, which is what a lot of good teams do when they establish that they're good. They're just going to make the playoffs, and then they're going to really play hard from there. This Warriors team, I could definitely see doing that. Defending champions of the NBA. There's just a lot of teams with a lot to prove, and I don't think the Warriors have a lot to prove anymore. No. I can see them very well just coasting.
They have players that have stuff to prove, but they're as a team they don't have to prove anything.
Steph doesn't need to go out and try and win MVP. He should average 25 a game and just be good. Get everybody else involved, and then playoffs dominate.
Yeah. Because even how you say they could just coast. Obviously, it's going to be competitive, so they are going to still have to try, obviously, but the matchups isn't that big of a deal. Getting the 1 seed, is it really that big of a deal to play the Nuggets? Or, who did you have as your 8 seed?
I had the Pels.
So, would you rather play the Pelicans or would you rather play the Warriors?
Yeah.
Who knows? Obviously, yeah, you'd probably say Warriors, but, it's just that all these teams are so on the same level that it's it doesn't really matter. Getting the 1 seed isn't as big of an advantage anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though home court advantage actually is statistically the most important in basketball of any sport, which is pretty wild, and professionally at least.
Huh? I would expect it to be football.
Yeah, so
I really would.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, because they put a lot more.
We did a study on it in our class the other day, which was kind of cool. So.
That is super cool.
Yeah, and I thought it would be football too. That was my first guess, and I guess baseball after it too. I honestly didn't think it would be basketball.
NBA always gets clowned for their fans, and their lack of fans.
Playoff basketball is different.
It's
though,
crazy.
I guess, so. And maybe it was I don't. Now that I remember it, I don't know if it was just professional. If not, that would kind of make sense because college basketball is pretty crazy home court advantage. But so is college football.
Yeah, college football is
exactly.
dumb.
All right, number
5.
5. This is where I have the New Orleans Pelicans at number 5. I think this team is going to be really good. I almost put them even higher. I really debated it. Zion is going to be amazing this year. I'm really excited to see Zion play. God, I keep losing my breath. Their lineup is huge. We've talked about this team a few different times. Like you said, they're a deep team. This team is really solid. Pelicans, number 5.
God damn, I just keep looking at my all NBA teams and just there are so many good players in the NBA, dude. I didn't even think about Zion, but Zion's probably all NBA this year.
I'm gonna give a quick spoiler. He's on my list.
I think he's on mine now. I think he just jumped into mine. My number 4 is the Memphis Grizzlies. The young guys dropping down a couple spots. I just see improvement from this team they are probably the team with the most to prove. They talked the most shit last year. The more people hate the Grizzlies now than probably ever have hated the Grizzlies.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm really excited to watch Ja. I hope he breaks into almost an MVP form caliber player this year. I just want to see him dunk on so many people. I think this Grizzlies team is going to be really, really good all year long, including the playoffs. I think they might even knock people off.
I think so too. Sorry, Ivan just texted me something totally random.
What'd he text you?
It was song lyrics. I forget what song it is. I was trying to think of it, but it's funny. I shouldn't say it.
Okay. Why'd he text you?
I don't know. I have no clue. I think just out of the blue. Yeah.
Just knowing.
I just said yes. That's all I said.
Yeah, he really started. I was walking.
He knew we were podcasting.
Oh, I was walking out the house. Oh, where you got Suns at? Man, shut your ass up.
I'm just texting him say Suns suck. All right. Yeah, I think the Grizzlies are it sucked putting them so low, but because especially I don't know. Did you see the Ja dunk last night against the Pistons?
Yeah,
his play. Oh my god, dude, that was crazy. I mean,
he's just so
nuts.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he is.
His bounce is just out of this world.
But he is playing against the Pistons, so. Number 4 seed is where I have the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers are going to be a fun team this year. At first, I had this team as the 1 seed, knocked them down to the 2 seed, and then I was like, I'm going to put them at the 4 seed. This is a team that has coming off a big year of injuries. I don't think they're just going to go balls to the wall in the regular season. They got to make sure Kawhi's good for the playoffs, Paul George good for the playoffs. This team is definitely, though, one of the deepest teams in the NBA. And John Wall, obviously, hasn't played in so long. I think a lot of people forget that Norman Powell is on the Los Angeles Clippers. He averaged 20 points per game last year. He's a very good NBA player.
Easily could do it again. Not easily.
He could.
But he could.
Because, maybe not
easily.
20, but
not easily, but he definitely
the third
could.
highest scorer on this team.
Yeah.
Luke Kennard has looked really good last year and then obviously in preseason this season.
Shooter.
Still miss Luke Kennard, man. He does deserve the bag he got 100%.
Yeah. I saw Detroit Sports Legends in 2019. Luke Kennard was on there.
And then Marcus Morris is on this team. Nicholas Batum has made a good spot in Los Angeles for them. The only guy they lost was Isaiah Hartenstein. I'm pretty sure that's it, right? They didn't lose anyone else. Reggie Jackson, I think they said, is going to start at point guard still to open up the year, which I don't know if that means Wall's coming off the bench or he's just not ready to play yet. Not really sure. And Reggie Jackson's been good ever since he got to LA too. So it's just
really good.
This Clippers team is good. I just think they are going to definitely have Kawhi. And he's a known load manager. Now everyone does it, so it's not like it's just Kawhi, but they're definitely going to have a lot of games where not both of these two guys play together. It's weird because I would love to see the stat of how many games them two have played together, because it's not a lot. It's just how the Nets' big three was. Those two have not played a lot. Even when they first formed, Paul George was hurt for a while, and then Kawhi was hurt for a while. It's got to be less than 40, 50 games.
Is there a young player on this team?
Brandon Boston's on this team.
Is that the only
They have
one?
Jason Preston.
Oh, Jason Preston.
Terrence Mann is relatively young.
That's just they might be the oldest team in the league.
They're one of the
that's
older teams.
Really good. They're just low. Nicholas Batum has been around for so long.
He's actually not that crazy old.
What?
I think he's 32.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably
I could be
Blake's
wrong.
age.
Yeah.
Probably right around there.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he's actually not as old as you'd think he is.
And you named another guy in there that I thought is pretty old. I don't remember. I
don't know either. Reggie Jackson, maybe.
Oh, it's Reggie Jackson. He's just been around a long time.
He's just a vet. John Wall now is on this team.
Yeah. This team's interesting. You good on the Clippers?
Yeah, I'm good.
My number 3 is the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, I have them a lot higher than you. I don't think the fall off will be that immaculate. I believe this team is still really good. I think Devin Booker still is getting better. Mikal Bridges is getting better. Cam Johnson is dealing with a right hand injury right now. Chris Paul, I don't think is getting better. I think he is who he is right now.
Yeah, which he has,
which is okay, and I hope Ayton continues to grow. He hasn't really taken a leap like everybody's kind of expected him to. I would like to see him take a leap this year, but who knows in Phoenix? He might be the next star to get traded.
Said Cade sucks.
You're so funny. Devin Booker wants to be a Piston, so
yeah, exactly. Like laugh when you don't have Booker anymore.
Exactly. Well, who are you gonna root for? Cam Johnson? Is that gonna be your favorite player?
Wembanyama?
Yeah. No, they're not getting him this year.
Like, I'm just saying he's just gonna go. He's just gonna go bandwagon whatever team.
He might just become a Cleveland Cavs fan at that point, just to bug us.
Might as well, yeah.
Bulls fan.
You good on the Suns?
Yeah, I got nothing else.
My 3 seed is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow.
I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are the definition of an elite regular season team. Rudy Gobert is going to come in. The more I've been like thinking about it and watching these team play, I really do think Rudy Gobert Cat is going to work, and it's going to work well. They also made a lot of underrated additions to this squad, bringing in Kyle Anderson, bringing in Austin Rivers. There was another wing player that they brought in too that I can't remember.
Is Monte Morris getting some run, or is he still in jail?
Monte Morris?
Oh wait, nope. Who's their guard? They got in trouble. It's not Monte Morris. It's
Timberwolves guard.
Yeah, he's the backup.
Jordan McLaughlin?
No. Oh, this is Malik.
Oh, Malik Beasley. He was part of the Gobert trade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, they picked up another guy too, but I can't remember who it was. But like Jaden McDaniels they're really high on him. They didn't want to include him into the trade. Jalen Noel is a pretty underrated bench scorer for this team. This team's going to be pretty good. I think that they're going to be really good regular season team. Losing Pat Bev actually is tough, like because he played good with this team last year. And obviously Anthony Edwards' breakout is what I am hoping for with putting Minnesota so high. Like he's going to become that elite scorer, take pressure off of Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert is also going to do that. So I'm all in on the Timberwolves. I think they're going to be really good.
That's really all in from going from a playing team to the 3 seed is crazy. But Ant definitely could be the guy to take that jump. Yeah. He's that freaky.
I think so.
My number 2 is the LA Clippers. I have them just a couple spots higher than you. And I just think that they have a lot to prove this year. I just want them to win a lot of games during the regular season.
Yeah.
So that when it comes playoff time, nothing feels foreign to them. I want them to be able to play their best basketball at some point during the regular season and then pick it back up during the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think their best basketball puts them at a 2 seed. I just think they're that good. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard can be so elite. I mean, one of the greatest wing duos we've ever seen.
And Paul George, please, I hope you don't come out with the cornrows this year. I miss just like waves Paul George, just buzz cut Paul George, like it's... The cornrows weren't it for me.
No, they're not it.
You got to wear a headband with it if you're going to do it.
Well, and to have 2 guys with cornrows on the court, like
Kawhi's
did it first.
Are like, and Kawhi's are just like, that's Kawhi,
Yeah,
like,
he's been doing it since
and I love Paul George, but like it's just I don't like the cornrows on him. I don't know why.
Yeah, I definitely.
Maybe
like
I'm just used to seeing him with the fade, but like I don't know.
I'll tell you what, Paul George looked a lot cooler in Indiana.
Yeah.
He does not look near as cool anymore. I don't know what happened.
I mean, when
to
he
him.
plays, he looks pretty damn cool.
Dude, but he looked way cooler. Like I feel like he looked taller in Indiana. I don't know if that makes any sense.
I don't know how it does.
I picture him like dunking and his arms being longer in Indiana a whole lot. He was a lot cooler in Indiana.
Yeah, I get that part, but my 2 seed is the Golden State Warriors. Don't have much to say about them. They're the reigning champions. Going to be interesting to see how James Wiseman is used this year. That's like the biggest question mark. We talked about this last episode. One of Draymond, Poole, Wiggins will be gone next year off of this team, and I think this year is going to show who that is. We're going to find out because you might want to move them during the season. But if you're a contending team, you just say, F it, we're going to keep them all year, and then whatever happens. But if things aren't going well, maybe you make a move at the deadline because you don't want to lose out on value for these guys. So we'll see what happens, but Jordan Poole could always come to Detroit and be our 6th man.
Yeah.
Or our shooting guard.
Oh, yeah, just start him.
We have Ivy, I guess, but
yeah.
What would we trade?
I don't know.
Killian?
No,
they don't need him.
Yeah.
They brought in Dante DiVincenzo, too, which is kind of a good... Yeah, Bojan. Yeah, he's on an expiring deal.
Bojan and Noel
Yeah.
and Nerlens.
That's good. And then not like a first. We don't have any other picks to trade actually that aren't ours. So there's no way that gets it done.
Pick.
There's no way that gets it done.
If they're struggling and Jordan Poole's going to leave, then they have to do something.
Yeah.
But who do you think is most likely to not be on the roster next season out of those three?
As much as this sounds weird to say, I think it's Jordan Poole.
Oh, I think it's Draymond.
You don't think it's but neither of us think it's Wiggins, though.
Yeah, that's weird.
I think Wiggins is I think they're gonna pay him. I don't
Feels
know.
like a lot.
I just feel like they're gonna pay his. I don't know why. Draymond or Poole,
It's
but
one of those two.
I just don't. I think Draymond would be cool with leaving, low key. Like
Yeah.
I think he would be fine with it. I think he just wants the bag.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it would just be so weird for him to play not with Steph Curry.
Imagine him in another jersey.
Because you ever hear Draymond talking about like games that aren't meaningful, he just like doesn't even try in.
Yeah.
And like with that year that Steph Curry was out the whole year, like he didn't even like care at all. Like the teams that are gonna give him a bag like aren't gonna be crazy. I mean, they're not gonna be as good as the Warriors. So when you're one of their highest paid players, like it's kind of weird. So like that's why I feel like he's not gonna want to go to, because he knows that it's not meaningful. Like he said, he doesn't find joy in doing that. Maybe he tries to go play with LeBron on the Lakers. I could so see it.
Looks like it right now
Literally,
with
yeah.
how buddy those two are.
Did you see what he said on his podcast? It was like it was an old clip, but it just recently resurfaced or whatever, and it was like. It was something about like the 18th episode of it might have been the 18th episode of the Draymond
amount of
Green
All-Star.
show. Yeah, the same amount of All-Star appearances as LeBron James. Like, bro, come on, dude.
You're supposed to be competing with this guy.
What happened to you like fighting him in the finals, dude? Like it's so weird. I still like it though. But
Yeah, I do too.
anyways, let's get the West over with.
My number one is the Denver Nuggets. They finally are healthy. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon can go back to just playing the 4 and not being the second leading scorer of this team.
Yeah.
Jokic, a lot of people are saying he's going back to back to back MVP like Bird.
Like Larry Bird.
That's wild. I don't know. You probably have it picked.
Maybe, I don't know.
You have a lot more to say about the Nuggets than I do.
How do you know?
I
already said them.
Oh, you did?
No.
I didn't think so.
How do you know I have more to say?
I don't know, I guess. I feel like I know my co-host.
Name one player on the bench from the Denver Nuggets.
Monte Morris.
Incorrect.
Damn, he's not on the bench anymore?
No, he got traded.
Javon Carter.
What team is Monte Morris on?
I don't know. He's not on the Nuggets.
He's not on the Nuggets. I just wanted to that's maybe that's why I have more to say.
Yeah, that is why.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Bones Highland.
Yes, Bones Highland. There you go. Yeah, he'll probably be six man this year.
Yeah.
Low-key, that might be 6th man of the year. Now that
I've got
I'm
a
thinking
different
about
guy.
it. I do too, but like I might pick it. I don't know.
I think my
might
guy's
switch it up.
better.
I have a boring pick, so like
My pick isn't interesting.
I have a really boring pick, so I kind of want to pick a different one. We'll go through these teams, and I'll see if there's one I like more. Yeah, my 1 seed is the Denver Nuggets. It's kind of cool that we both had the same 1 seed. Jamal Murray coming back. Michael Porter Jr. coming
Will
back.
Barton. No, he's on the Trailblazers.
He's not on the Trailblazers. He did get traded, though. He's not on the Nuggets. He got traded with Monte Morris. I'll just talk about it. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to get another one.
Got nothing.
All right. Anyways, yeah, the Denver Nuggets, they're my 1 seed for many reasons. Jamal Murray coming back, Michael Porter Jr. coming back, Nikola Jokic is the back-to-back MVP, and it's not like he sits out, he plays. Mitch is calling me. What?
The whole friend group wants him.
I'll text him once I get done talking about
That's
this.
the high-tempo group. Actually, Mitch has never been on.
Mitch has never been on.
We need to get him on for a Brett episode.
We need to get him. That's so uncalled for. Oh my god.
Oh, for the
Sorry,
listeners.
talk about something for 1 sec. I was just gonna text him.
Yeah, for the listeners, Mitch can't eat bread. He's gluten free. He'll like break out and maybe even need to go to the hospital.
No, like he's like like allergic to
like
gluten.
so it would be
It's
hilarious.
not just like a by choice type thing.
It's we would have to do a bread draft with him though for sure.
We do have to do a draft with him. That'd be a good episode.
Oh, it'd be
for him
so
to get
good.
on. Sorry, talk about one more thing.
Nuggets backup players.
Yeah.
Nikola Jovic.
No,
Nikola Jovic. No, he's on the Heat.
he is on the Heat. Yeah.
Where does Will Barton play is the real question. Because I was just hearing about him the other day. Is he on the Jazz?
What's up?
Is Will Barton on the Jazz?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to think about what you were saying.
Another backup. I don't know. I can't even think of one. I'm running out of things to talk about here. This is a lot harder than I thought it'd be. We are officially 50 minutes into the podcast-ish, which is pretty crazy that we haven't made it through the West yet.
Yeah, I know.
But we're getting this.
Right.
This might be a 2-hour cast. Just tell him to come over.
No, he was just telling me what he's doing tonight.
What a loser.
All right. Sorry. The Denver Nuggets. Anyways, let's get back into this. The Nuggets, 1 seed for many reasons. Like I said, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. both coming back. But I think another main reason is they just made a lot of underrated additions this offseason. Will Barton and Monte Morris traded for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope from the Washington Wizards. Along with, there was one more player they got back, but it's kind of irrelevant. It was Ish Smith. That's who it was. It was Ish Smith.
He's not irrelevant.
You're right. He's not.
Don't throw that around.
But they added Bruce Brown to this team as well, which is a huge addition. DeAndre Jordan also shows up to this team.
Hell no. Get him off the roster.
Exactly. Zeke Naji is still on this team, but Bones Highland, I think that was why they traded Monte Morris, to really allow him to become the backup point guard of this team. I think this team is going to be really, really good in the regular season. This team could win 60 games, maybe, even though I said I don't know if any team's going to win that many, but yeah.
This team definitely could.
Yeah, that's the West.
Yeah, fully healthy.
All right, let's talk about the Eastern Conference. What do we got?
Bring it home. Come home to the boys. The 15 seed in the East. I have the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
Not taking a jump at all. Being shit once again. The addition of Paulo Banchero will be super fun. Wendell Carter Jr. hopes to emerge. Jalen Suggs gets hurt early. Markelle Fultz, people still think he's going to take another jump past 15 points, which is whack. He won't. He's not going to. He is who he is at this point. Franz Wagner looking to have another huge season. He played really well for Germany this summer in Europe. This Magic team will be interesting in a couple of years, just not right now.
Yeah, definitely not. But they have a really fun young core.
Yeah,
100%.
they do.
They have a lot of players on that team too.
Mo Bamba still on the roster?
He is still on the roster, yes. My number 15 is the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are an interesting team this year. They still do have Miles Turner. Tyrese Halliburton's on this team. But this team could benefit from adding Victor Wembanyama 100%. And I think that's what they plan to do. So that's my 15 seed.
Yeah, my 14 is the Indiana Pacers. I'm hoping they move Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. It would just be really nice to see those two finally on a meaningful team playing meaningful minutes that matter to anybody.
Do it to the Lakers right now.
It'd be so cool.
Before the season starts.
So cool. Get Russ and suck because
you could just buy him out too.
He doesn't need to play.
Yeah, but I honestly don't know what team would sign him.
Some team would have to sign him.
Think
right?
so?
I mean, if he's coming to you and is like, "Will you sign me?" You can't tell Russ no.
I mean, what team would do it? I get what you're saying, but where does it make sense?
Because the only two teams are the Clippers and the Lakers.
What team needs a point guard? He's not going to come off the bench.
Yeah, and then the Pelicans? No, hell no. They'd be the worst team in the league.
Does he go back to the Wizards?
Oh, that wouldn't be bad.
If they want to
go to the Mavericks, go to the Timberwolves. So. It just doesn't make. He doesn't fit unless he has the ball in his hands.
He just doesn't fit with anyone.
He needs to be the star, but there's no team where he should be the star of the team.
My 14 seed is the Charlotte Hornets. I think the Hornets are going to take a huge dip this year. Obviously, Miles Bridges is currently not on the team. He is a free agent. It kind of sounds like that. At least LaMelo Ball said something that he wants Miles Bridges to be on the Hornets again this year. I don't know what's going to go on there, but even without that, this team still does not have a center that's any good. Obviously, Mason Plumlee's still on the team. They drafted Mark Williams, but they barely played Kai Jones last year, so I don't know what that means for Mark Williams.
They drafted the better center, Jalen Duren, and then traded him away.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting move out of the Hornets.
You finally get the center you need. You get two options, and you say, we're going to move on from both. we don't like either for the most part.
They lost Montrezl Harrell, who was a guy that they traded. Actually, he's still a free agent, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he signed any. No, did he sign with Philly? I think he signed with Philly.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure he signed with Philly, actually.
If not, you can find him at your local LA Fitness. He'll be there.
Yeah. I don't have much to say about the Hornets. LaMelo Ball, it's going to suck for him this year because there's no one really good on this team. They're 14.
Yeah, my number 13 is the Hornets. And the main thing I want to talk about with the Hornets is actually, did you watch any more clips from that LaMelo Ball interview?
Which interview?
The one where you talked about Miles
Oh, I didn't
Bridges.
see it. I just saw like the headline.
Oh,
about it.
I watched like the press conference, and he is so mature now. Like he talks, he was like, "Yeah, I'm not really sure what we can expect from Miles this year.
Yeah.
I would love to play with him. I blah blah blah." And it was just like, "Whoa, who is this guy?
Yeah.
This isn't LaMelo who's snatching chains and scoring 81 and 91 in high school games." It's really interesting to watch how he's grown. I don't have anything else to say about the Hornets.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Gordon Hayward is going to take a pretty
I hope he gets
regression this year, honestly. There's no way any team trades for him, though.
Yeah.
Unless it's the Lakers. It's that contract is just, you can't, it's untradeable.
Quit paying dudes that are 30 years old.
Yeah.
Quit giving them massive contracts.
My number 13 is the Orlando Magic. Like you said, this team is... They're fun. They have a fun young core, but it's not quite there yet. Obviously, they're early in their rebuild. They're doing a great job with their rebuild. I think,
really
right
good.
now. They do have some good players. I do think Markelle Fultz does help boost them above these teams. Cole Anthony, Jonathan Isaac, if he ever plays again. Franz, like you said, is probably going to be the best guy on this team this year. They're 13.
Could be Wendell Carter
It could be Wendell Carter Jr. too.
He might come off the...
He'll start.
They're going to start him and Paulo Friday.
Yeah, I would assume Mo Bamba comes off the bench.
Yeah, that's what I would guess. At number 12, your Detroit Pistons. A lot of people are projecting this team. This is our Pistons talk.
Yeah.
Preseason Pistons talk. I do not think this Pistons team is going to try to win many games this year. I think ticky-tack injuries are going to last way longer than they need to. Guys are going to sit way more often than they need to. I don't think we have any goals to win. Obviously, we want to prove that the rebuild is headed in the right direction. I believe you do that by performances, by player performance, less by the win category. Obviously, that's what matters in the long term. But I don't see a lot of people see this team making the plan. Do I see that? Maybe. If they commit to winning, this year we want to try to make the playoffs, then I think they've got a shot. But honestly, this team got younger after last season. The addition of Bojan is super nice, though, because definitely the team might be better because of that. But I just don't see them being very good, and I definitely don't see them actually making the playoffs. No way.
Yeah, the Pistons are my number 12.
Oh, they're yours too?
Yes,
that's
they
pretty
are.
hype.
Yeah, I think that they are better than these bottom three teams, I would say. But also at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they did fall into that bottom three. I want the Pistons rebuild to be over, I guess. I thought this offseason was going to be the year where we make big moves and we become, which we did make big moves, but it was opposite. It was to add more young talent to the team, young talent, through the draft, which I'm cool with because, as everyone knows, and we've said his name 5 million times already on this episode, there's a guy named Victor Wembanyama in the draft class this year.
Who's that?
Why wait one more year? Or, why can't you wait one more year before you really try to start contending when there's a guy like that in the draft class? It's just
give yourself a chance.
You have to you can't just throw out the towel now and be like, all right, now we got to start to compete. Let's just give it. I'm willing to have one more year of bad basketball for it. I really am. Like you said, you could still have good players still look good. Excited to see Killian Hayes this year. I think this is a make or break type year for him because you easily could move on from him next year if it's the same Killian we've seen the past couple years. Yeah, I don't know what the starting lineup is going to look like because Jalen Duren has honestly played better than Beef Stew. As far as just for the fit of the team, maybe Beef Stew has played better individually. And also Beef Stew went 4 for 10 from 3 last night, which we were talking about, which is pretty cool. It's cool that he's shooting that many.
Shooting 10.
Yeah. Sadiq, obviously, I'm excited for him this year. I'm excited for everybody. Yeah. But we're like you said, we're younger. We're a younger team this year. Dwayne Casey said it in an interview the other day. They asked him about the expectations for this year, and he said we're still rebuilding. We're a younger team than we were last year. I want everyone to remember that we're still in the process of the rebuild. That to me sounds like, hey guys, we're gonna lose a lot of games again this year, but don't worry, we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, and Dwayne Casey can stay the coach for 2 more seasons.
That's what he said. He said I don't think it's any pressure on us to do anything special this year.
Nope. Absolutely not. I love this roster right now.
And obviously, Jaden Ivey, I'm excited for.
Let's say we get we tank this year. Not tank, but we end up with bottom 6 team. and we jump up to the second overall pick, and Scoot Henderson is there.
You have to take him.
You got Scoot, Ivy, and Cade. Man,
I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know what your plan is.
I don't know where you go from there.
But you kind of have to take Scoot.
Yeah.
At the moment right now. Obviously, things could change up to that point.
You probably just move Ivy the same way the friggin' Kings just moved Tyrese.
Yeah, it just doesn't look great, but...
I mean, imagine we get a player like Sabonis back.
Right,
that caliber of all-star.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pistons talk, is that it?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
we talk about him.
We talk about him a lot, and we're going to talk about him like a lot when the season starts because I'm going to watch him every day. So, yeah.
My 11 seed is the Washington Wizards. This team, I just don't see getting any better anytime soon. They just and the loyalty. They've got these young guys. Then you have D-Highs. I don't even know. I don't know what's going on in Washington anymore at this point. I don't pay attention to them. Not in their media. I don't see anything in Washington.
My number 11 is the New York Knicks. The Knicks, they made a lot of moves this offseason. Obviously, Jalen Brunson being the big one. I just don't think a starting five of Jalen Brunson, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson is a playoff team. You know, unless Brunson really, I think Brunson is going to have the best year of his career this year, 100%. R.J. Barrett could do the same thing. But the run the Knicks had a couple years ago was a fluke. I mean, let's just be honest. It was. This team's role players are not the greatest. There's still a lot of drama going on. You know, they really need jumps from like Obi Toppin and Cam Reddish to happen, which I just don't see it. So, yeah, the Knicks, it sucks to leave them out of this play-in, but they are number 11.
Yeah, I put them in the play-in. The Knicks are my number 10. Number 10, the New York Knicks. Their role players are not very good. Their stars aren't very good.
Yeah.
They might have the worst big three in NBA history of R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Jalen Brunson. I feel like they just take too many jumps. They're always jumping. They can never just sit and relax and have their hands up as a franchise. Just sit there and maybe see if this guy can make it. No, they're going to jump and try to get the block. Every offseason, it feels like they are reaching for that. How do we win the championship next season? Well, we get the best player available, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. That's not his type. He's not that level of player. And now they've got all these players, and none of them are that great.
Right.
And paying a ton of them. This team is bad. This Knicks team is bad. I could very well see RJ taking a pretty big jump.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he is pretty underrated. But
I
still don't think him taking a jump makes them a playoff team.
No.
I just don't think it does.
Nope.
He could be an all-star this year.
Yeah.
But that's about it. That's
like
the highlight.
RJ Barrett's ceiling alone is like Chris Middleton.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Chris Middleton was on his own team.
Right.
That'd be RJ Barrett.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. My number 10 is the Washington Wizards. Wizards are kind of a weird one because they just have a group of like role players with Bradley Beal, and that's pretty much it.
KP. He's not quite a role player.
He's not quite a role player, but he's a glorified role player, I would say. Like he's not an all-star or anything, so what's the step down? A starter, which is a glorified role player, I guess. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they are this year. I think Beal is going to have a good year, but I don't know. I don't think Johnny Davis is going to be spectacular his rookie year. I don't know how well he fits with the rest of this team because it sounds like they want him to be point guard this year. Not starting him by any means, but they did get Monte Morris and Will Barton. One of the more like underrated trades of this offseason. I think it was just an absolute win-win for both sides. But yeah, it's like they have a lot of good players, like a lot of good role players that other good teams could use, I think, that they really don't need. And maybe Rui Hachimura, Deni Avdija take leaps this year. Kyle Kuzma obviously is I would say he is better than a role player too. Like he's a good basketball player. So yeah, I have them making the play-in tournament. I think their roster is solid, but nothing special.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned earlier in this podcast that there were no bad teams in the playoffs last year. I'm going to disagree. My number 9 is the Chicago Bulls.
Think they're bad?
They're just not great. It was just more.
I didn't say there was no not great.
It was more. It was more of a joke. Just This team was by far the biggest frauds of last season.
Right.
The 1 seed for majority of the season, and everybody knew they didn't belong there. Mm-hmm. They got to the playoffs. Nobody was picking them to win their series against the Bucks.
Yes.
Yeah. This team is just, and it's not that they're bad. It's just that they really,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
for the level of talent they have between DeRozan, Levine, and Vooch, those names, it feels like should win
Lonzo Ball too.
a lot of games. And they really aren't built like that. They just don't have those. Those three players will never win you a championship. If one of those three players is the best player on your team, you're never going to win a championship. And that's where I think the Bulls sit. I don't think they're going to be great this year. Lonzo Ball's out for a majority of the year.
Who knows? Yeah, how long?
he's had
Honestly,
this
we have no clue.
Nagging injury. Really upsetting. Is Caruso started the year?
No, they said Ayo Dosunmu was going to start at point guard. Actually,
That's actually pretty dope.
Him the starter.
That's pretty dope.
No, it'll be cool. Yeah.
Shout out Ayo.
Yeah, the Bulls are actually my 9 seed as well. I think the Bulls definitely are, like you said, frauds. DeMar, let's be honest. I like DeMar. I think you like DeMar.
I like DeMar.
Is he going to have the year he had last year?
Hell no.
No, he could have a similar year, but I just don't think it's going to be the same. Zach LaVine could have a better year than he had last year because he was hurt for a good amount. He just got paid as well. Vucevic, he's not going to get any better. He's actually going to get worse probably. And like you said, Lonzo Ball being out, it proved to be a huge loss for this team once Lonzo Ball was out at the end of last year. It's really when their downfall started. This team last year, their main things that they lacked were 3-point shooting and defense, like paint defense, I guess, or like rim protection, and they didn't do anything to add to those two spots. They added Andre Drummond and Goran Dragic. Dragic, I guess, was a good add because Lonzo Ball's hurt. Andre Drummond shooting threes, I guess.
Yeah, funny enough, you said space.
Exactly.
So, hit a three.
I guess that works, but that's not really where I want the 3-point shooting to come from. So yeah, the Bulls, they're going to be an average team. They're probably right around 500 there in the play-in.
Damn, I'm struggling to read my own handwriting over here. We've been doing this
is where
so
things
long.
get tough. The top 8 in the East. How long are we into this right now?
Hour and 5.
Are we actually an hour and 5 in?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Sorry if you're listening to this. We're like not even close to being done.
We have like
This is crazy.
This will hit the 2 hour.
We got to
mark.
actually like start hauling here. Like it's already like 8:30.
No way.
Yeah.
It is 8:30.
Like we got to like try and get done by 9, I feel like.
There's no way.
Let's go. Let's
the most
go.
unrealistic
8
thing
seed.
I've ever heard.
8 seed.
Let's
go.
The number 8 seed is the Atlanta Hawks. New addition, DeJounte Murray. I just don't think it propels them that far forward. But maybe I'm wrong with this team. This team is incredibly interesting moving forward. You know, John Collins, Clint Capella. They still have Onyeka Okongwu, who hasn't gotten a ton of play lately. Cam Reddish, they traded away this offseason, which I think was the wrong move. I think he's still pretty good.
Yeah, wanted to get traded because he wasn't getting minutes in Atlanta, and then just got traded to a team where he gets less minutes on. So
it just really sucks because I do think Cam Reddish is good.
Yeah,
maybe it's just because of the 2K, but who knows?
Probably. The Hawks are one of those teams that I could see being the 1 seed and being the 8 seed. Like,
yeah,
they
sure.
they could be anywhere
for sure.
My number 8 seed is the Toronto Raptors. I actually really like this team, but there's just a lot of other good teams in the East. Scotty Barnes taking a leap would really make this team. I mean, this team was like the 5 seed last year, and they didn't lose anything. They actually gained. They just added a bunch more 6'8", 6'9" players. So the Raptors, they're my 8 seed though, because they will lose to the Pistons all 4 times. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's a lot of losses.
Exactly.
Right there. My number 7 is also a new look team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. This basketball team probably made the biggest acquisition of the offseason. Donovan Mitchell is. This is a team you don't want to play in the playoffs because they will match up well against you. They have so many options with Isaac Okoro off the bench as well. This team and Evan Mobley down low, Jarrett Allen, they just can match up with anybody so well. And that includes the Nets, the Bucks. I think they match up great with those teams. The 76ers, I think they match up great with. We could see a lot of fun series involving the Cleveland Cavaliers here.
My 7 seed. This one's tough to put here, but I don't know. This is where they are. My 7 seed is the Miami Heat. This is a team that has been a top whatever seed this past so many years. And I just think that these other 6 teams above them, this sounds stupid. I think they're just going to be better than the Miami Heat. I think the Miami Heat didn't do much this offseason. They lost PJ Tucker and kind of didn't replace him. Nikola Jovic is there, I guess. Like
Lost Dragic, right? Was he on their team?
no, he wasn't on there.
No,
he was
on the Raptors.
He was on, but never played for the
Yeah.
Raptors. It was kind of weird. Yeah, like did he got traded to a team? He played for the Nets actually. That's who he played for at the end of the year. Where was I at? Oh yeah, I don't know if Tyler Hero's gonna start. Kyle Lowry clearly is much worse than he was 2 seasons ago. Bam Adebayo's still really good, but I don't know how much better he's going to get, honestly. The Heat are just like, they're kind of in that same tier. I don't think they're going to be better than last year by any means. So they're my 7th seed.
Yeah, they almost
play-in team.
They almost feel stuck at this point.
They do.
My number 6, I don't disagree with you too much because number 6 for me is the Miami Heat. Not only could I see them, like you said, they didn't get much better this offseason.
They definitely got worse.
Yeah, older players regressing because that's the way it works. Kyle Lowry probably will be worse than he was last year. And this is another team that I could see pretty much coasting. Seems like every time they're in the playoffs, they're tired.
Yeah.
It seems like you need to take it easier in the regular season, guys. But who knows? With Jimmy Butler, it's hard to coast. But yeah, I don't see the Heat being very great either.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not high on the Heat this year at all. My 6th seed is the Atlanta Hawks. I just put them at 6. I already said they could be 1 through 8. Fun team. It's just the Trae Young, DeJounte Murray is going to be interesting to see how that goes. They're my 6th seed.
My number 5 is the Brooklyn Nets. They were the toughest team to rank. Who knows what the regular season even kind of looks like for this team. If you would have told me what their last 2 regular seasons looked like, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said, you're lying to my face. Get out of it. So I don't know if I don't want to project them being high and then look like an idiot when they miss the playoffs.
Right.
So I landed them right here at 5, right in the middle. Granted, there's not really a middle. But the bottom half of the middle.
It's about the top third.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No. No thirds either. We got 8 teams.
Yeah, the Nets are my 5th seed as well. Like you said, they're tough to rank. I think they're going to be better this year if Ben Simmons plays throughout the regular season. Kyrie Irving isn't going to only play road games this year. Maybe. Who knows, honestly. Yeah, Nets, I think they're going to be good still. 5th seed. They have a couple, like we said, they have a couple underrated. They have a lot of shooting on this team, too, with Seth Curry, Joe Harris, TJ Warren, who they brought in.
We talked about this the other night. This is the best situation Ben Simmons will ever get in his whole career.
Yeah.
Like,
actually, I think he fits really well with these guys.
If it doesn't work here, it will never work.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in that, actually.
You are?
Actually.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
I didn't know if you were joking or not.
For real. Literally. My number 4 is the Toronto Raptors.
Wow, 4 seed.
Projecting this team to just continue to get better. One of the best coaches in the NBA, Nick Nurse. Scotty Barnes is only going to get better. They said he's running the 1 straight up this year. That's crazy. I mean, granted, he's always ran the 1, he said.
See, I don't understand that because Fred VanVleet is their point guard. Like, I don't understand why the whole Scotty Barnes is playing point guard thing. Like, why would he?
I mean, he's bigger. That kind of helps. I mean, it just helps for passing the ball. I mean, a lot of teams you see, like DeMar, LeBron, they all run the offense.
Right, but are they the point guard?
No, I guess not. Okay, yeah. Literally, yeah, you're right.
He might run the offense.
To me, the point guard is the guy who runs the offense.
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
But technically, they are
He's not the guy
guard,
bringing the ball up. Yeah. But this team, I think, is just going to be so exciting. They play basketball the way I like to watch basketball.
Right.
Everybody flying around 6'8", 6'9", all over the floor.
Starters play 40 minutes a night.
Everybody's the same size.
Yeah.
Like, I love this team. It sucks to say that I like the Raptors, but they're so hard to dislike.
I do like them too. Like it kind of hurt putting them at the 8 seed.
They're just so much fun.
They're a fun team. Yeah,
they play exactly how I would want my team to play.
Yeah.
Bunch of guys who just rotate and fly around and play fast.
Dude, I'm like so tired right now.
Me too.
Oh
I've been yawning this whole time.
I can't stop.
My number 4, Raptors.
My 4 seed is the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they are going to be really good in this regular season. Donovan Mitchell has never played with a guard like Darius Garland, that has a lob threat like Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I think Mobley's only going to be so much better this year. His team's starting small forward. I don't know who it's going to be. It's probably going to be... Is he going to be Jetty Osman?
I hope so.
Like, Karis LeVert, I assume, is coming off the bench. It would just make sense to me that he is. Maybe it's Dean Wade who starts at the 3. I don't know.
I mean, Okoro?
Oh yeah, it's going to be Okoro. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if he didn't start last year.
Yeah,
so
I don't know why he would.
Last year, so maybe like
there's no way I'm starting Okoro over Karis LeVert.
I mean, I feel like it fits the starting lineup more though.
Yeah, defensive wing, defensive-minded wing. Yeah, but he's not like it makes sense. I think
it does too. But like they also started Lauri Markkanen, who's 7 foot at small forward all year last year. So maybe they'll just keep that and start Dean Wade again. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
If I'm them, I'm starting Isaac Okoro, bringing in Karis LeVert for Demetri Garland, and then bringing that guard back in for the other guard.
And they also have Ricky Rubio back on the squad as well. So they had another. I think they had Robin Lopez. I'm pretty sure backup center. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, the Cavs. I think they're going to be a really good regular season team. 100%. Best team Donovan Mitchell's played on, and he's been on a part of some really good regular season teams. So they're my 4 seed.
My 3 seed, the Boston Celtics. Everybody's excited to watch this team, and for all the right reasons. The addition of Malcolm Brogdon and Blake Griffin, genius. They just got better. They just continue to get better. Obviously, I don't have them getting better literally in the standings. They're getting, one worse?
Yeah.
One worse. They were the 2 seed last year. But the Celtics team is just going to be so good. I think the top 2 teams are just that much better.
My 3 seed is the Milwaukee Bucks. You talk a lot about coasting teams. That this is a coasting team. You know, they were the 1 seed in the East for like 2 straight seasons. A couple years ago when Giannis went back to back, and the last 2 seasons they've really coasted throughout the regular season because they know that it's being the 1 seed isn't important to them. It's about winning the championship. And they won the championship as the 3 seed 2 years ago. So. They could do it again this year. I'm not really sure. They're the 3 seed last year again, too, which is kind of weird. And then I have them as the 3 seed this year. So this is a really good regular season team. We know what the Bucks are. It's just like this is my favorite out of the East, I will say. So I didn't even write down my championship thing. I literally know who it is. I just didn't write it down.
I didn't write it down either.
You got that pen?
I got a pen.
I saw one sitting over there.
Might not be that pen, but
okay.
it is the pen.
But yeah, Bucks, number 3.
My number 2 is the Philadelphia 76ers. This team, full season of James Harden and Joel Embiid, hopefully, barring no injuries. I might not be in frame, I just realized. Tyrese Maxey looking to take a leap. He is already one of the best shooters in the NBA, easily.
Yeah.
He's so good. James Harden, I think, will be better than he was last year. He learning the offense and everything. I still love point guard James Harden. This team will be a lot of fun to watch. Lots of fun.
Yeah, Sixers are my 2 seed. They had one of the best off seasons, as far as not bringing in like a huge name. PJ Tucker, DeAnthony Melton, Montrezl Harrell. They still have a pretty good bench. Their starting 5 is really good. A lot of people forget Tobias Harris is still a part of this team. He's still a really good NBA player. The Sixers, they're going to be really good, man. They're going to be good. They're my 2 seed.
My number 1 is the Milwaukee Bucks. This team is just the best team in the East, and that's why I've got them here. Could they coast? Yeah. But to me, they're the best team in the East, so I'm going to have them as the best team during the regular season. I know that's not how it works.
Right.
The Jazz were there in the West for so many years. But I don't know, man. Giannis, I think, can just win you a lot of games on accident even. He doesn't even have to try, and he'll win you a game. So that's where I've got them here at 1.
My 1 seed is the Boston Celtics. Obviously, they had one of the... I didn't want to put them as the 1 because they had such that bad start to the year last year. But I'm putting them as the 1. Like, their team is deep. Malcolm Brogdon, what a crazy addition to this team. Like you said, Blake Griffin. Danilo Gallinari was obviously added to this team, but he's missing the entire year. This team's going to be really good. They're loaded. They're my 1 seed. So we might as well do the champion, though, right now, right? Since we just talked about all the teams. All right, who's in your finals?
I have the Milwaukee Bucks playing the Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
I've got Luka taking the LeBron jump, going to a finals, carrying his team to a finals, putting his bag on, and losing in the finals to the Milwaukee Bucks. This Bucks team is just so good. 6.
All right.
Damn near could be 4 with how much better the Bucks are. I'm just projecting something crazy happen. If I project one of the teams that's supposed to be there, they won't get there. So I'm taking the Mavs.
That's kind of what I did. I had my pick from earlier and I changed it just now because who's gonna make it out of the West, bro? Like I really do think the East. If we're being honest, I think the East is between 4 teams. Being the Celtics, Sixers, Bucks, and I will throw the Nets in there. Just because they have Kevin Durant, obviously. But the West is like,
way.
Do I pick the Timberwolves to make it? Like, I am doing.
I feel like every team but the Timberwolves is who I'm picking.
I almost did. One thing that we've talked about in the NBA is, there hasn't been dominant centers in the NBA for a long time, and now we have Embiid and Jokic. But they don't succeed in the playoffs. My finals matchup is Sixers Nuggets. I have the Sixers winning in 7 actually. I think the Sixers, like, they were my pick to win it all coming into this, like, when I had it. But I had them against the Warriors originally. I don't know. I just feel like the Warriors might not make it this year. I think it was kind of perfect for them to make it last year.
I agree.
So I think that the Nuggets figured out this year, and we have the Embiid-Jokic finals matchup. It sounds like just perfect because they've been the two best players in the league the last 2 years. So
It sounds fake.
it's exactly, but that's the NBA. So it's a storyline.
We never got Kobe and Bron.
Exactly. Well, this is a little different, but yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, not quite to that level.
Right. Well, that's only the 6th versus 7th best player in the league for you. So
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
right.
even 2 top 5 players going at it.
You're right.
Yeah, Sixers, Nuggets, Sixers and 7.
I think hot take, just real quick. This is my hot take for Joel Embiid's whole career. I think he'll be the greatest player to ever win a championship. Greater than Karl Malone.
Ever?
Okay, maybe not ever, but like greatest current player to ever win a championship.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you could say it about who's going to win a championship. Like, I don't know.
I just don't think that. I don't know why. There's just something telling me Embiid's never going to win.
No, he's winning one this year.
I don't think so.
All right, let's do our awards and all NBA teams. These can be fast. Like, we don't, because obviously we talked about these guys in the teams. So
Yep.
let's start off with the award. Should we do awards or teams first?
Let's do the teams.
Yeah, because then when we do all NBA first team, it'll be like which one is your MVP
Yep.
out of those 5? All right, let's start off with rookie teams. Who's your first team all rookie?
First team all rookie.
Yep.
I have Jaden Ivey, Paulo Banchero, Tari Eason, Keegan Murray, and Benedict Mathurin.
Okay, I like the Tari Eason addition.
Yeah, he's been balling in preseason. Everybody loves him.
I have 4 out of the same 5 as you. I have Jaden Ivey, Benedict Mathurin, Paulo Banchero, Keegan Murray, and I put Ochai Agbaji on mine. I think him being in Utah is going to help him a lot. He's a 4-year
definitely.
college player. I think he could be really good right away. Second team.
Usman Jang of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Hopefully he gets some reps now that Chet's out. Shaden Sharp of the Portland Trailblazers. He had a nasty dunk the other night. Crazy bounce.
Yeah.
Jabari Smith of the Houston Rockets. Christian Brown of the Denver Nuggets. And Jeremy Sohan of the San Antonio Spurs.
I like that one too. My second team is Tari Eason, Jalen Williams of OKC, the guard Jalen Williams.
Okay.
Jabari Smith is on my second team. I just feel like there's, it's kind of too obvious to pick all the top picks to be.
Yep.
So I feel
It
like
never happens.
He will be the one that doesn't. Jalen Duren is on my second. Was he on yours? I didn't hear.
He wasn't.
Really?
I had Christian Brown instead.
Okay. What team is he on again?
Nuggets.
Oh yeah, he's on Nuggets.
That's why I have him there. I think if he gets good
true.
minutes on a good Nuggets team.
And then my last guy is David Roddy of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Who?
He's that chubby guy, that short, chubby post player who's on the Grizzlies. Remember him versus Chet in the preseason?
What's his name?
David Roddy.
No, that's not his name.
That's his name.
The UNC guy? North Carolina?
No.
Oh, who's
Not
that?
UNC guy.
Oh, then I must be thinking of the
Who's
wrong
the
guy.
UNC guy?
Wasn't there the short, chubby dude in the G League all year who like bodied Chet in his first game in the summer league?
Yeah, that was David Roddy.
Oh, I thought it was Ken something.
Ken something. Damn, you're really throwing me off right now.
Oh man, I think, okay.
It's David Roddy. Like, I
Okay.
don't know what else to tell you. That's who it is.
There was a guy who was a late round pick. He might have not even got drafted. Kenny Lofton Jr.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Isn't he chubby?
Yeah, he is. Yes.
Yeah.
That is another guy. But I put David Roddy.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
He's a similar player to that. Plays
Gotcha.
more on the outside.
Gotcha.
So. All defensive teams.
All defensive teams. I have first team or second team.
We can do first team. Yeah.
Yeah, first team. I have Marcus Smart, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Rudy Gobert, Drew Holiday, and Jarrett Allen making an appearance. His first appearance as an All-NBA defensive player.
I like that. That's a good list. My first team guards. I have Marcus Smart, Drew Holiday. Pretty basic.
Both same.
And then forwards: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Evan Mobley, Rudy Gobert.
Okay, so only one different.
Yes.
On my second team, I have Evan Mobley, Trey J, Jaren Jackson Jr., Mikal Bridges, Kawhi Leonard making a return,
Oh, I didn't even put Kawhi on mine. I didn't even think
and
Kawhi.
Bam Adebayo. Give me it. I'm getting all 10 right. Those are the 10 players who will be all NBA
right.
defense.
My guards are DeJounte Murray and Mikal Bridges, and then my forwards are Bam Adebayo, Herb Jones, and Robert Williams III.
Herb Jones and Rob Williams. How did I miss both those guys? They're both better than McHale and Bam.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I was thinking about Kenny Lofton Jr.
I think you were.
I think I was.
I think
now that I'm actually thinking about it.
He's definitely on the Grizzlies.
He is on it because I did get them mixed up. You're right. I was wrong. Yeah, it was supposed to be him.
That's the only time that's ever happened. I don't know who David Roddy is.
I know who he is. I'm trying to think of what team he's on. What team did he get drafted to? I just wrote him down. Yeah, I was taking Kenny Lofton, though, just because he's been doing really well in preseason, too.
And he's a baller.
Yeah,
he's super cool.
Anyways.
I was, pretty sure it was Kenny Lofton.
I was wrong there. I don't know why I thought it was Roddy. Like, what team is he? Now I'm going to look. I think he might also be on the Grizzlies.
What if he's also short, chunky, and has...
No, he's a wing. Like, he's a shoot. He's definitely more of a perimeter player than Kenny Lofton is. I got to figure out. I think... So, yeah, he is like he is on the Grizzlies, yes.
Okay.
So maybe I was picking him. I don't really know. He's also like a chubbier guy. Like, they are similar players, but he's more of a perimeter player.
Gotcha. We got through our All-NBA teams now.
Yep.
That's all we got.
Yep. Let's start with third team and go up.
Third team, I have... on my third team, I have Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young at the guards. I have Jimmy Butler and Zion Williamson at the forwards. And I don't know who to put at the center for this third team. I threw Sabonis on there.
Okay.
I'm not really sure about that one.
That's it. I mean, that's a wild,
I feel like
wild card pick. Yeah. Who'd you kick off for Zion?
Chris Middleton.
Really? Okay.
So I've got them as the 1 seed, so I thought Chris would make it. But Zion, somebody from the Palace has to make it.
My guards for the All-NBA third team are Devin Booker and Darius Garland. I went with Garland over Donovan Mitchell. My forwards are Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James.
Okay.
And my center is Karl Anthony Towns. But I don't know if he's going to be center. I just made him the center.
Yeah. Yep. I got you.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you, fool. Number 2, my All-NBA second team, Ja Morant and Booker take up the guard spots. Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard take up the forward spots. And Joel Embiid takes up the big man spot down low.
All right. My second team All-NBA is Ja Morant and Steph Curry is on my second team, along with Jason Tatum and Zion Williamson. I really do think Zion is going to be second team, and Joel Embiid is my center.
That's good.
First team
at point guard, I have Stephen Curry, the best point guard in basketball. At the other guard spot, I have Luka Doncic, the other best point guard in basketball. Tatum is back. Giannis is here, and Jokic.
Mine is pretty similar. My guards are Luka, and I have Trae Young making All-NBA first team this year. My forwards are Giannis, and I have Kevin Durant returning back to the first team, and Nikola Jokic is my center.
No LeBron on my list.
Really? No LeBron. I threw him on my third team, but...
I didn't realize you made your third team.
Yeah, him and Kawhi are my third team forwards.
That's a crazy two. The league is loaded.
Exactly,
when those two guys.
It's weird. All right, so let's get into the awards. Let's start off with Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year, I have Ty Lue winning it. The Clippers made a lot of changes, but none of them crazy significant. Everybody knows how good of a coach Ty Lue actually is. So I feel like it's just kind of like due time that he needs to win it.
Right.
I've got the Clippers projected a 2 seed, so they're going to be way, way more than good enough to get the award.
Yeah, Ty Lue was one of my honorable mentions. I definitely think that he is, and he hasn't won one yet.
Nope.
Too. He just kind of seems like a guy that should have a Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he's just great at it.
Yeah. My Coach of the Year is Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I've been loving on them this whole time. I think they're going to take a jump this year. So that's why I'm giving it to them. But I could see the story of Joe Mazzulla, the interim head coach for the Boston Celtics. If they're really good, I could see him winning it just for the story of, coming in for Ime Udoka. But I'm taking Chris Finch. Let's go to Sixth Man of the Year.
Sixth Man of the Year, I think I have the boring pick, which is Malcolm Brogdon.
Oh, okay.
I think he is clear and he's new, voters fatigue. So that's where I have it. I think he's going to come in and just play really well. I think he's going to actually be a scorer on this roster. I think he might be their third leading scorer off the bench.
Yeah.
So I think that's where he wins it.
It's just hard to do this because I don't know who's coming off the bench. My 3 honorable mentions all have question marks. I have Westbrook as an honorable mention.
Facts.
Is he going to come off the bench this year? I don't know. I have Tyler Hero repeating as Sixth Man of the Year. I think he's going to come off the bench again. As all the sites I was looking at, projections had him included on there. So that would make me think that he is going to come off the bench again. And if he does, I think he'll average the same numbers. The only way he doesn't win is if he starts. And if not, maybe Victor Oladipo wins. Or do I just pick Bones Highland? I don't know.
You could go with Bones.
I think I might because Tyler Hero's boring. Yeah, my sixth man is going to be Bones Highland.
I like that way better.
I like it. I like it way more too.
Who were some of your other honorable mentions with a question mark?
Westbrook, Bojan Bogdanovic with the question mark.
F it.
He could come off the bench. But Bagley is out, so they probably won't do that now. Killian Hayes with a question mark as a breakout six man.
Meat riding over there.
And then Karis LeVert with a question mark.
Okay, yeah.
Those were those.
Yeah, go Michigan, go Blue.
MIP.
Most improved player. Let's fix it. Let's quit giving it to these star players. John Morant might have ruined the system because if Anthony Edwards wins it this year, that's horseshit.
But didn't you pick him as your number one on breakout players?
But he's not gonna win he's gonna break out, but he's not gonna win most improved. Hopefully, I hope they fix the award.
Right.
I'm taking Christian Wood. Finally on a contending team, could easily average 21 a game unless he's just off the bench all year. Which
that was another guy I put a question mark next to.
I guess he could just be sixth man all year. I don't really know. I felt like the best option who wasn't a guaranteed breakout.
Yeah, my most improved player is Tyrese Halliburton. I just think he's going to break out the most.
He will on the shit.
But I also have them as the 15 seed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to work out. Let's go Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year, I have Paulo Banchero. I think his numbers are just going to look the best out of all the rookies. Keegan Murray is definitely up there. He was my number one honorable mention because if the Kings make the playoffs and Keegan Murray's a starter, shoots the ball really well, we know he's going to play good defense. I don't see how you don't give it to him. I just don't have the Kings making the playoffs. And I think Paulo will be the Magic's second best player right off rip and be really, really good.
Yeah.
He looked unstoppable. And
he did play really good.
Whenever we watched him play.
Summer League.
Yeah, Summer League.
My Rookie of the Year is Jaden Ivey of the Detroit Pistons. Look, this is a biased pick, but at the same time,
you're allowed to have bias. It's your podcast.
And I think when he's a top 3 favorite, is it really biased? I'm picking him. I'm giving my reasons. First reason, I don't think Paulo's going to win it because there's just a lot of forwards on the Orlando Magic to play. Like we talked about earlier, Wendell Carter Jr., Mo Bamba. Franz Wagner didn't play small forward last year. So, are they going to play him at small forward this year? They're kind of going to have to. Jonathan, did I just say Jonathan Isaac? He's on the team.
I don't think he
Chumo Kiki is still on this team.
Oh, I love him.
I'm trying to think of some other, they just have a lot of guys in general. So I could see maybe his minutes getting messed up. Probably not because he's the first overall pick.
Yeah, it'd be wild to not.
I think Keegan Murray is going to be the runner-up, and the reason why I think so is because there's already this weird beef/drama between Jaden Ivey and Keegan Murray with Kings fans and Jaden Ivey. So, because Jaden Ivey didn't want to go, he didn't want to play for the Kings, and obviously everyone thought immediately that the Kings made the wrong pick. So I could see this narrative of the rivalry between Ivey and Keegan Murray fighting for Rookie of the Year, and I think Ivey pulls away. I think Benedict Mathurin though is a good dark horse for this award as well.
Yeah. Oh, I like Benedict Mathurin as a dark horse. Anybody who thinks that's biased, go start your own podcast. We did this. We're allowed to make biased picks, even if it is biased. You're allowed to do that shit.
Exactly.
It's your podcast.
I can do whatever I want.
Your face is on the logo.
It is.
Depoy?
All right, Depoy.
My Depoy is Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's just so obvious. It's a slap in the face waiting to happen if you don't take it. If you don't have Giannis, you're gonna look back at this and be like, "Why didn't I just go with Giannis?"
Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch mine on the.
Was it Giannis?
No, it wasn't Giannis.
Okay. It's gonna be Giannis.
No, but I think I'm gonna. Do I want to switch it?
I was thinking.
Okay, so
Drew
I am gonna switch it,
giggles.
but I am gonna switch it. So I'm gonna say who I did have. Rudy Gobert was my Defensive Player of the Year. I just think that if he shows up to the Timberwolves and they become a top 10-ish defense and they're a good team, how do you not give it to him? He literally has to. But I'm not doing it. My Defensive Player of the Year is going to be Robert Williams III. He was going to win the award last year before he got injured late in the year. Marcus Smart ended up winning it. I think he wins it this year.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned him as a dark horse Depoy
really
before on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to take him to win it.
Yeah,
I like
hell
that.
Yeah, I love the Time Lord.
I think Evan Mobley / Jarrett Allen though could be.
I think Mobley
could be a dark horse Depoy.
I almost.
It's
put
pretty
Mobley.
early, but
he's that good.
He could do it.
He's that good.
Yeah. Finally, the MVP.
I have, for my MVP, Luka Doncic winning the MVP. I just see him averaging the most ridiculous numbers this season.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying Jokic again, and obviously I have the Nuggets projected the 1 seed, so logically it should be Jokic. But if Luka averages 35, 10, and 10, you can't give it to Jokic.
Yeah,
You just can't. Luka's done it too much. He deserves his respect, and he's just so incredible.
Yeah. I did have Luka, but just in case you picked Luka, I was comfortable with taking my other option, so I am going to take the other option. But yeah, I do think Luka, like, it's about time for him to get his first MVP. But I'm not going to pick it. My MVP is going to be Nikola Jokic three-peating. I think that like I said, I have them as the 1 seed as well. I just think if he averages those numbers, the voters' fatigue can't be in place. Like, a lot of people said he shouldn't have won it last year. They were the 6th seed last year and he won it. How does he not win it as the 1 seed if he puts up better stats, which I think he will?
Logically, it just doesn't make any sense.
And I don't see I don't see the issue with it either. I don't see a problem. So he is my MVP.
It's just crazy to think of all the players between Bird and Jokic,
right? That didn't win three-peat. Yeah. LeBron,
Michael Jordan,
yeah, like
Kobe, Shaq, all of them,
everyone.
Tim Duncan, none of them.
All right, everyone, that's the NBA predictions episode. Thank you for listening to it all. It's late at night. I got to go to bed.
Peace.
Bye.